There's a few.
Graphic.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to RCX Unfiltered. And I'm Philip.
I'm Tommy.
And that's...
Hi. Tess. Hello.
She forgot her name for a minute.
She did.
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
There are already 5 people watching.
Wow. Is
Wow.
one of them me?
Well,
And
you
one of
know,
them is me.
Oh,
when you get thrown behind bars and all you have is a number, you lose your name really quick.
yeah.
Well, I nearly ended up there. So,
So Tess is just a number now.
I'm
She's
just
not
a number.
Hi, Rachel.
Oh dear.
Oh, I'm sorry. And behind the camera is 46372.
Are we gonna give any context or just
No.
No. Nobody
Alright.
needs to know.
Fair enough.
Oh, we can go this route. Who here hasn't had the cops called on us?
No, I haven't. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I know.
I was trying to think. I'll go back to my childhood. I'm like, I've seen police at my house a few times.
So Jack, that was the entire conversation Jacqueline and I had the other
Yeah.
night. We were like, okay, Jacqueline goes, well, they've come to my house for this, but that wasn't for me. And I was like, yeah, okay, they've come to my house back in Georgia, but that wasn't for me.
Yep.
No.
It's never for me.
It was never right. It was never
I have to explain it. I feel like you're gonna be like in jail.
No. Tess has been bailed out. We're fine.
I found a dog on the side of the road, okay, and I took it home, and the owner like called the police on me, and they showed up at my house, okay,
With the sheriff.
with the police officer, and then I got yelled at over an emaciated, flea-ridden dog. Anyways,
Okay, you can go sit back down now, 49672.
I'm gonna cry.
Sorry, we were already doing this before we started. It just happened to be 7 o'clock. Oh God.
It has been a day.
Sorry. Yeah, it has been a day. Wow. I'm crying so much.
Yeah.
You were very red.
I know. It's hilarious.
Oh God.
Stupidity, man. It's
Yeah.
just not on 4762's part. It's on everyone else's part.
I feel like the number is getting shorter and shorter each
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I mean, you
So
know,
you're
I'm not
just gonna be number 7.
It's going to all come back to 6.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Anyways.
wow. All right. Welcome everyone. Thanks for joining in to whatever this was at the beginning.
We didn't even start on the rails this time.
Yeah.
There were
Like
no
we were,
rails.
yeah, we were off the rails and it just
Before we
gone.
hit start. Yep.
Yep. Oh dear.
Yep.
Oh my God.
We were talking about how well adjusted people are and
And how sometimes the funny stories you tell are trauma, according to people.
yeah. What?
Whatever.
What's that about?
It can't be bad if it was funny.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I'm laughing, you shouldn't have that horrified look on your face.
Exactly. I don't know what that means. Like, why? Like, what? Are you okay? Like, it happened to me. What's your
It's
problem?
your issue.
Right? Yeah. It was because I think about it a lot. But then Jacqueline and I were following a car yesterday, and they had a big wording on the back of the car. But did you die? And that's kind of how this goes. Did you die? It was like, exactly. It's fine.
Yeah. It's not good.
All right. Phew. All right.
That was a lot.
What's a lot? All right. Want to talk about some books?
Oh, sure.
We can try to talk about some books. First, we're going to talk about Amazing Spider-Man 35.
The Amazing Spider Goblin.
This one. It's an accordion.
It was damaged.
It was damaged.
It came damaged.
It
So
came damaged. It
we,
was-
we both read the damaged copy.
yeah, it's all damaged.
Yeah, it's all messed up.
Yeah.
It was like folded in half in the
Yeah.
box.
That's why see it's an
Yeah.
accordion because it's
Yeah.
it's all folded. Yeah, first 35. This ends our Spider-Man's Last Hunt.
Yep.
What I call Spider-Man's Last Hunt storyline.
I know I've said this a lot talking about Spider-Man. I really went into this run of the book just expecting to hate it. And unlike all of the internet, we have pretty much enjoyed this entire run for the most part.
Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Nobody hates Spider-Man like the Spider-Man subreddit. It's a wild ride, man. Every new issue, people are just like, "Oh, Zeb Wells is killing everything."
Well, I mean,
it's very strange.
he could be.
Yeah, maybe
He only killed Miss Marvel.
for a minute.
Yeah, but I mean that was because he was told to.
Yeah, I mean that definitely felt like an editorial decision, not like. Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, Spider-Man didn't really kill anyone in here.
No. He beat Norman bad, like a lot.
Craven's
Oh, yeah.
all bloody.
Oh man, I did
The
really.
red eyes. The red eyes is really good.
Yeah.
Red eyes.
I like Craven's whole thing where he's like, I didn't succumb to the voices. And if you've ever read Craven's Last Hunt, his father, Craven, talks about how his mother was insane, or they said my mother was insane because she heard voices and she ended up killing herself over it. And then in Craven's Last Hunt, he does the same thing. Like the voices overtake him and he ends up feeling like he beat the spider, and so he killed himself. Well, Spider-Man did to Craven's son what Craven did to him, but instead of drugging him and leaving him in a coffin alone, he left little Craven in the coffin with a shotgun. And
Little Craven.
little Craven, and his whole like, it didn't beat me. I survived it. I didn't let the voices win. And I was like, okay,
Sure, buddy.
yeah. I was like, good job.
So basically, read this issue to find out how Norman Osborn's sin does or does not stand Peter Parker.
Mhm.
I love damage books.
Yeah, it's fun.
They're so much fun.
I can't remember how long ago it was, but I was strip covering books. Like sometimes we're told to strip cover books, so we do. And somebody came in and they were just like, oh, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I hate this book."
We did that on the Facebook live sale with that Dark Horse
Oh,
book.
yeah, I
and
remember.
it freaked people out.
Yeah, people got
really
upset.
bad.
It was
Yeah.
funny.
They were like, "Hey, nah." And we just started ripping them up and throwing them down, and everybody was like freaking out.
And there was a Supergirl some number of years ago. DC was like, "There's a printing error. Please destroy these, and then we'll send you replacements." And so I went Facebook Live and ripped the covers off the books on Facebook Live, and some people got real upset about that too.
Yeah.
So,
Oh no! Here, I'm going to bring this up. I don't know if either one of us is actually going to talk about this book, Superman Lost number 7. So at this point, with this book, I can't keep up with the past, present, and the future.
I sent him a message right after I wasn't done reading it. I was only about 5 pages in, and I was like, I had to go check the last issue to make sure that I read it, because every issue starts completely in a different place than the issue before it ends.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of jumping back and forth in time. And it's a little jarring because they don't really give you any indication of when it's happening.
No, they do not. They give you no indication. But here's the thing. It's actually a decent enough story where I don't even care, right?
Yeah, and
like
that's
at this
where I
point,
am.
Like
Yeah.
at this point, I really want to know what happens.
Yeah.
Really, to like Lois.
Yeah. And the thing, Lois and Lex have a conversation, and whew,
Yeah.
oh boy.
It is not. Yeah. Well, like I'm
Yeah.
if nothing else, I'm in this for Lois. But then like people who's been in the last few issues aren't even in here.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah.
like it's all this time jump stuff. And So once again, if you haven't been with us before, the premise is Superman's been gone for 20 years. He got trapped in a portal. He finally made it back home. He's been gone for 20 years, but he showed up about 7 minutes after he left. So I'm wondering if by the time we get to the end of this, it's going to be really his mind putting everything back together. And
Could
that's
be.
why it's so disjointed.
It very well could be because
it plays that way at times. And you're trying to read it like a normal comic, but which is also has me intrigued.
And
right?
there was a scene a few issues ago where he's just kind of like standing there staring into space, and Lois is like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Nothing, just out." And he's like, he's trying to remember how to be a person.
Yes,
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
That really feels like what the crux of his issue is. He's been alone for so long, he can't remember how to people.
Right.
And I mean, bro, I
get
same.
He goes to Carr's doctor, psychologist.
Yeah.
Don't call him doctor.
Yeah, he's not a doctor. Oh, I forgot about you working at Walden Books. That's oh, that's funny.
So at cover stripping at Walden Books, was it like novels or just the comic and trades at Walden Books? Now I'm curious. Did you strip cover novels?
I think it was books, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time.
So that was before they allowed the returns?
I think that was the returns. Yeah, cases of paperback books. That's how they did their returns.
Because that's not how they do it today.
No, it's full copy returns.
It's full copy returns because you do full copy returns now, and that's so. Granted, there was no Big Lots or discount bookstores,
no Ollie's,
no Ollie's, and so
Right.
now they get them, they take them back,
mm-hmm.
and they ship them back, and then I guess they can then ship them
They
there,
sell
for
them at a
nothing,
discount.
sell them
to
at
other-
for other places.
Yeah, I guess
so.
yeah.
So I guess that's the same principle. So when I was a wee lad, my dad was a truck driver, and so I would go with him a lot of times and skip school. Sure, whatever. It's what they taught.
It was Georgia. He wasn't missing anything.
I wasn't missing anything. Yeah. And now that I'm old enough, most of the history they taught me was wrong. So it's completely irrelevant. But like those Christmas tins of cookies, butter cookies that you get.
Yeah.
So there was no Five Below or dollar store or anything back then.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you how old I am. So, but if you delivered them and any of those pallets were dented, they would just give them to the truckers.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad would end up with he would leave with 25 or 30, and that's what he would give to people for Christmas. But I was always because they couldn't take damaged goods because at the time there was no discount places.
Yeah, it was a while ago that she was there.
Yeah. I don't know when they started doing full returns, but I've been to enough stores now, bookstores, where I see them doing the full returns.
Yeah.
There may be certain just publishers that say we don't want it back and strip. That may be true still. I don't I've seen other shops in town unload Penguin and reload those Penguin boxes back with return Penguin books.
Wow.
Like novels and stuff. So it may not be everything.
Yeah.
One size doesn't fit all. This is next. A Haunted Girl #1. So
I'm gonna preface this with two things. One, this is gonna be my pick of the week. And I don't know that I'm gonna read the next issue until the trade comes out. I'm not sure. I don't know if I can handle it monthly.
My fault.
Number two, I did not intend to read this book because it's horror. It looks like a horror book, and I'm just kind of over horror stuff right now. So Philip comes in here yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
And he's like, "You need to read this book, and then make sure you read the author's note afterwards." And I was like, "Okay." So at some point yesterday, I sent Philip a text, and I was like, "I don't know why you wanted me to cry at work today, but."
So this was probably my biggest surprise.
Yeah.
So I read it only because it looked cool. I am also tired of horror books, But if you don't follow us on Threads, so on my one-line review,
Mhm.
I just use what they used on here. I did not change it. You can't get any better. The one line on here is, or the one sentence is, the fate of all life on Earth depends on a girl who doesn't know if she wants to live. That is this book.
Yeah,
And
I read that. I read it as well. It was
and
really good.
it ends. You read this?
I read it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
It is ended up being amazing. Like I expected to pick it up and make it through and go, sure, it's a book. It's not just a book. This is not a book in a sense of it's something that you're going to pick up and go, Now you get to the end of it and you might be going, why did he want me to read that? That's fair.
yeah.
That's fair. But this book is awesome. Like it is.
And so for me, it hits a little close to home because the main character is going through exactly the same thing that my youngest went through a few years ago. Like some of it like eerily similar.
Yeah.
Like really scary how similar it was. Man, it's good. It's powerful. It hit me in a way I was not expecting.
Sorry, people see the covers.
Yeah. Anyway,
If you want to try a different book or something new, I would highly recommend this week.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
yeah.
It is an amazing book. Like I said, I picked it up. I was expecting it like I do a lot of horror type books. And once again, I picked it up really because of that line, because I'm like, we'll see.
Mhm.
Like I read enough
Yeah.
one line stuff. I'm sitting there going, where did this come from?
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
It's really compelling.
yeah,
Oh,
it is.
Yeah.
So you actually read that, huh?
I did read it.
Wow.
And you read Knights as well.
I read
right?
that one as well. Yes.
Okay.
Well, good. I'm glad two people here read this. Next up is Knights #1. And I'll let Tommy and Tess talk about it.
So let me have it real quick. There was on the inside front cover. All right.
yes.
Florida is owned by Spain. America consists of 31 states. Vampires, ghosts, and other supernatural creatures are common and benign. The internet is infantile and irrelevant.
Yep. That's it.
That's the state of the world as this book starts. And like clearly one of the main characters is a vampire, but it didn't look like a horror book. It looked kind of whimsical. So I was like, you know what? I flipped through it and I was like, this looks fun.
Yeah.
I'll read it.
It was not fun.
It was. It's a very character-driven book until the last page.
Yeah.
Like you meet this kid and he's basically on a train.
I'm not going to show that page.
His parents have died and he's going to live with his cousin.
Here's some of the art.
Yeah. And so like he's all worried that he's going to be a burden on his cousin and all that. And so he's meeting his cousin's roommates and getting to know these people. And then after it seems like he's like everybody's got a good relationship, 5 years later, it jumps ahead. And then you see him interacting with them as he's like, I don't know, like 12 or 13 at the beginning. So now he's like senior in high school age, I guess. And you see them all interacting again. And his cousin clearly has some issues. And
Just like the rest of us.
one of the roommates who was alive at the beginning 5 years later is now a ghost. And he's like, we'll explain that later.
Sure.
Yeah. But the ghosts are done in almost
Is
like
that the skeleton?
yeah,
type?
they look
Okay.
like goofy skeletons, like Nightmare Before Christmas.
So that would
skeletons.
be this person here.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, it was fun. The last page sort of opens it up to a much bigger, like almost like an apocalyptic kind of story. But so far, it doesn't feel like a horror book. It feels like a character-driven story about people, and a couple of them happen to be supernatural beings. That's just the state of the world. Doesn't matter.
And on the very last page, you can get a shirt.
Yep. Yeah, the shirt's awesome.
You too could order. The shirt is actually
Yeah,
really
it's
cool.
really cool.
Yeah, the shirt's pretty cool. So.
I haven't checked. I'm gonna see if they come in black. Can't buy white shirts. I just get stuff all over them. I'm a toddler.
I tried to read it. I made it about 2 or 3 pages in, and then I had to stop.
It's very dialogue heavy, especially in the first half. Like it's very dense dialogue. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
So like if you're not ready to spend, of all the books I read this week, that one took the longest, just because of how verbose everybody is in that book.
Yeah, I need mine more picture book-esque. Few words.
Speaking of, I was just looking at the next book on the stack. The prettiest book that came out this week.
It's called number 3. And boy, is this book pretty.
God, it's beautiful.
See, here, I'll show you.
Oh, God,
this.
yeah.
So pretty.
Yeah, this book is gorgeous. So I take this book. So I describe this as the current Paper Girls.
Yeah.
Is the way I describe
yeah.
this to someone. If you read Paper Girl, and Kelly Thompson's writing it. If you read Paper Girls and you loved it, Paper Girls was a book that, you know, every issue you're like, I have no idea what happened. I love this book.
Same.
Cool.
Yep.
Kelly Thompson's writing it. The art is gorgeous. I kind of know what's going on and I kind of understand what they're doing, maybe, but at times something will happen and I'm like, you know what? I'll just go with it because it is gorgeous and I am enjoying the heck out of it.
Yeah.
So it looks like at the end of this one, we're finally getting back to the very first page of the first one.
Yeah.
But it is the prettiest book that comes out every week. So, and I promise I'm not going to butcher the artist. I feel bad because I can't say people's name.
Oh,
Matea
de
exactly.
Hulis.
I don't know.
It's an artist that I am not familiar with, but I am going to definitely look and see anything else they've done.
Yeah. Yeah, it is just beautiful. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah. Like some of the panels look like pinups.
Yep.
And a lot of times people that are good pinup artists aren't necessarily good sequential artists.
But the expressions that they do is just amazing. So,
yeah.
But anyway, this is a bunch of kids go through a portal to a different world. Find some kind of red panda badger.
One of their little brothers gets lost and they're trying to find him.
Years ago.
And they're trying to figure out what happened to him.
Yeah. And nobody knows.
Yeah.
Not even the red panda dude.
Or maybe it's an older brother. I can't.
I think it's a younger.
Is it younger?
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe it's a younger.
That was 3 months ago that I read the first one.
Yeah. But the red panda dude turns into some kind of. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's
once again,
it's cool character designs, stuff I've never seen before. So
it's really cool. And now something way less complex. The Superior Spider-Man returns, number 1.
All right, well, you say less complex. Okay, this story is about when
It's less complex than Cole.
When Doc Ock took over Peter Parker's body and was the Superior Spider-Man for a while Peter was dead.
Dead.
And then, like, when Peter got his body back, he gave Doc Ock a clone of himself to put his mind in. And at some point, he lost the clone, and now he's back in his fat old man body, which I don't understand. I don't know when that happened. And he's like, I've lost a bunch of my memories. I need to go to this place where this thing is and try to get my memories back. And then they introduce a new character.
Yep. So I guess that's going to appear in the new Superior Spider-Man book.
Yep. This is a one-shot that sort of bridges between the Spider-Man book that Dan Slott's been doing, and then it's going to go over into the Superior ongoing
that Dan Slott will be doing along with Bagley.
Yep.
Bagley.
Slott and Bagley. And then also Spider-Boy is coming out of that Spider-Man book.
I don't know who the artist on that is.
I can't
but that
remember
is
either.
also Slott.
Yeah.
So if you miss Dan Slott Spider-Man's, this is it. So you get a current and past story of Superior Spider-Man. Well, you get a current story of Doc Ock, a past story of Superior.
The Superior, it's like early days of Superior Spider-Man when he was basically Doc Ock dressed as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like he was just as arrogant and like had minions that he made dress up in like spider outfits.
That's
like,
because he stole all the AIM stuff. They basically look like AIM in spider outfits.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That storyline was so good.
Yeah.
Everyone tried so harshly to.
So
to
Dan
make-
Slott got death threats for that story. That's how you know it was a good story.
And this I'm just going to bring up because this is actually my pick of the week. That's
I
fair.
need
Yeah.
a mediocre spider story. Superior is too much.
That's fair. Well, that was the run before the current Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
run. It was pretty mediocre.
Yep.
I mean, it went like 75 issues, and if you'd have read the first and the last, you were good.
Yeah.
That's hard to say, but
Mhm.
it was. Next up is Catwolf and the Howling Commandos. So I'm only bringing this up because it's really a World War II book. So the original Catwolf took place like in the 80s,
Yeah.
and he got turned into a werewolf. But this is kind of like a what if. So what if it happened during World War II? So basically, you know, the Nazis have a program to create werewolves. And
Like you do.
sure. And then so basically Cap gets bit and he turns into a werewolf. And Sergeant Fury's in it, all the Howling Commandos in it.
Howling commandos.
Howling.
He's a wolf.
So, but it's once again, it is a World War II story. We don't get really many World War II stories anymore. Sergeant Rock.
Yeah.
I think we had a Sergeant Rock trade that came out last week.
Yeah.
And now we get this.
but it was
Well,
Sergeant Rock versus Zombies,
Yeah.
written by Ash from Army of Darkness.
Yeah. that guy.
God, what happened to my brain? I can't remember his name now.
Can't
Anyway,
either. Why? If you hadn't said it, I could have told you.
That's gonna
I know what he looks like.
Rachel will remember. No pressure.
But anyway, this ends up being my pick of the week because I enjoyed the heck out of it. It's a lot of fun, and Cap's kind of a dick, so kind of works. I mean,
Yeah.
it's early days, right?
Megan got it. Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, like it's early days of Cap. So like the
Oh,
Howling Commandos.
That's a Cat Wolf. I got Bruce Campbell out of Cap Wolf.
Oh.
His name was Bruce Campbell that wrote that. Yeah, I don't know. I did it.
was like, where
I did it.
that come from?
Yeah, but say yeah. Anyway, so this is the early days of Cap as he's been doing his little singing and dancing ahead of time.
Mhm.
And the Howling Commandos are like, why are we going to follow you? Like, what have you done? Like, so it's actually really
Punched
good.
out Hitler 137 times.
137 times. Yeah. It's kind of, yes, it is that. Yeah. Yeah. They are not too happy
Yeah.
with that Cap. And the Cap's like, I'm Captain America. You should follow me. And Duncan's like, but yeah, I don't really think that's how it works.
But should I though?
Yeah, but that's kind of yeah. Because you know his whole thing is you know they're a squad with Fury, and Duggan thinks he's too like he's not safe enough. He just tries to do stuff because he's Captain America.
Mhm.
And then they're like, "What are you talking about?" And then there's a scene in there where they're like flying over to go into this area. And so Cap tells everyone to put on their parachute, and Cap just jumps out of the plane. And he's like, see? So it's like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty good.
All right.
So there's a lot of good stuff coming out that was just fun reads, not so fun reads, but good.
So, and I read a YA graphic novel today. It was Hockey Girl Loves Drama Boy, which I didn't bring over here. But oh my god, it's adorable. I really liked it. It's one of those things. It's mostly black and white, and it's got spot color, where it just this one specific shade of blue throughout. But it's a cute little high school love story where the teenagers actually sound like teenagers, and they have relationships with their parents that seem real. Like it's crazy.
And as I put it, it's written by Faith Aaron Hicks.
Mhm.
So if you read any YA stuff and it's Faith Aaron Hicks, it's usually
Mhm.
really good.
Yeah.
It's like I have a list, right? Like if these people write a book, I will get it, no questions asked, and it's always been good. And That's one. That's one name on that list.
Yeah, and what Jacqueline's pick this week, Brooms. Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Sounds. I can't. She told me the premise this morning, and now I can't remember what it is. But
It's Fast and the Furious on brooms.
yeah,
It's about witches.
it sounds.
It's a young adult, so
Yeah.
it's not like
It sounds super fun, and
but it's all about family. Sorry, I couldn't help. I couldn't help it.
I also the third Berserker volume comes out. The third and final Berserker volume comes out tomorrow, or came out today. And so I sat down and read all three of them, which is not that hard because a lot of it is just like ultra violent gore.
Pictures.
Like it's if you don't know the premise, imagine if John Wick was immortal and the government's helping him remember things as long as he goes in and takes out the problems in the world. But then
While
it's
trying to create a super soldier.
yeah, and they're like trying to use his DNA and stuff to like, and they've been doing it for decades. And there's parts of his past that he can't remember. But anyway, the book starts in one place and then shifts into this like really cool sci-fi, like big idea kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like I don't know what I expected because it was Keanu Reeves' idea. Like this whole thing.
Well, you only read the first handful.
Yeah,
of
I had
issues.
only read it's 12 issues. I only read the first 4, and then I was waiting for the last one. So it becomes more and more sci-fi heavy as it goes, and then it gets like metaphysical and like existential towards the end. And
when you've been alive forever.
yeah.
But I think that's why the one shots work so well. The 2 1-shots.
Yes!
That's
So the one shot
2,
that
right?
came no
Just one
the,
so far?
the second one was on FOC last
Okay,
week. So
that's
that's
what it
probably
was.
where you had it
Yeah.
in your head. The one shot that came out I loved because Keanu Reeves has to fight Cthulhu. Like that's that's the book. It's so good.
and so it makes more sense when you read.
Yeah.
That is the whole book, though.
It was I liked the first 4 issues, and I ended up really liking the series way more than I thought I would.
Yeah. The series starts off with you thinking that it's just going to be a very violent.
Yeah.
Sorry, the whole book is very violent.
It is very violent.
So, but it makes you think that that's all it's going to be.
But I was expecting a shallow premise, kind of like John Wick. Like those movies are fun and they're crazy, but the premise is very surface. Like
Right.
John Wick, homie broke into his house and killed his dog, and now he's like, okay, now you got to pay.
Yep.
This is a lot bigger than that. This is a much bigger story. I cannot wait for Keanu to actually make it into a movie.
Right. Yep. So on Brian, what was the Boom book that just came out? That was the Constantine.
Oh, damn them all.
Yeah. So there's a book called Damn Them All that came out by Boom,
Yeah.
which was an actual Constantine story.
Mm-hmm. Is it? I can't remember who's writing it, but the original artist on Walking Dead is doing the art.
Right.
Whose name is I can't remember
Yeah.
anybody's
I can't.
name today.
I can't remember either one of the names. So, but it was a Constantine story that they were doing,
Mhm.
and then DC said, "No, we're good." So he just took it to Boom and he's released it, and he gender swapped Constantine basically, so it's a female lead, just to get away from the
Yeah.
Constantine part. So, but it is actually a Constantine story, and it is written 100%.
All right, the John Wick versus Cthulhu. It's Berserker, and I can't remember the subheading, but it's a one shot. It's a big, thick.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
40 or 50 page one shot.
Yeah, there's a few of them over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still have them.
Yeah, we got a bunch because I really liked it, so I ordered a lot.
What was the name of the Constantine book? Damn Them All.
Damn them all.
Yeah, sorry. I have to keep asking. What was the
Yeah.
name of the book? Not only can I not remember who did it, I can't remember the title. Like I can picture the book, right? Like I
Yeah.
can picture the covers, but I can't picture the title number.
Yeah.
Remember when I told you that there's certain things I just don't remember anymore? That's one of them.
No, I remember.
Yeah, but it is actually
Yeah, it's very good.
it's a wordy book too.
And it's one of those where, like, on the surface, it feels like it's a horror book, but it's really not.
No.
It's
No, it is a Constantine book.
like it has horror elements, but it's not a horror book.
Yeah. But that should also help your Constantine-esque
Yeah.
type books, because
Yep.
that's what it is.
Oh, DC's also doing some young adult Constantine graphic novels with him in like high school.
They are. Yeah. I think we
I
have
haven't
one.
read them. Yeah, we got one or two,
Yeah.
but they look fun and like horror light.
Yeah.
I read the one over there, but I didn't
Yeah.
like it.
No.
I thought it was boring.
Oh.
Well, it's Constantine. I haven't read the I haven't
I
read
haven't
the
either.
young adult Constantine yet.
The cover looked cute. I haven't
Yeah.
looked at the interiors at all, but apparently. Okay.
I don't know. Did he spend a lot of time in detention?
I don't remember. I
wow.
just was very unimpressed.
Okay.
I can't imagine any type of Constantine would be your thing.
It had the Read with Pride thing in it. I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah, John is canonically bi.
Yeah.
There's a great bit, and I don't remember if it was in. I don't remember what book it was in, but he's with Zatanna, and they go into this bar, and he's looking for help. And there's a table, and it's like Suicide Squad, so it's like Harley Quinn and King Shark and Deadshot and all these other things. And he's like, "Oh God, it's my ex." And she's like, "Oh, you dated Harley Quinn?" And he's like, "No, King Shark."
Yeah, that was a Suicide Squad book. I
Was
think.
it?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that was.
God, that was
Suicide
great.
Squad,
It was hilarious.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
it's kind of like the whole Sandman universe there. Oh, it's all fluid.
Yeah, I kind of wish they'd called the YA book Heck Blazer.
Heck, that would have been funnier. Yeah, there's lots of inappropriate jokes.
Yeah.
Very much so. That's the way it works.
Yep.
Because they're supposed to be in this. I think they're going to do a new Constantine next year of the. I guess it's not Vertigo anymore, but whatever.
The Black Label.
The Black Label. Yeah, I think they have a new Constantine planned for next year, also. But who knows what that's?
I mean, it's been.
Who knows what? Who knows what they're gonna do?
Yeah.
So, I am not bringing up any tuna jokes now.
Oh no!
I wasn't me. So I wasn't doing it. Oh well. So what else is going on?
Saturday night at
I meant to bring a slip over.
like
Yeah, I
7:30 at Midlothian Mines Park.
Yeah, that place.
The Chesterfield Police Athletic League is doing like a haunted, like it's the loop around the park. They did it last year. We're gonna be set up giving out candy and like kids comics and stuff. Last year was a lot of fun. And I think they've got more vendors and more stuff going on this year, but that's next Saturday night. At 7:30 is when it starts. They're trying to do it like as it gets dark. And then the only other thing I've got is that I have signed up to do I guess Brett's calling it the Richmond Comic Con now.
Oh, it's not a Virginia Comic Con?
No, it specifically says Richmond Comic Con. On November 18th, I think. I didn't write it down.
It's a Saturday?
It is a Saturday in November.
Yep, 18th.
I've been digging around in storage, so I'll have a bunch of back issues and stuff that we've not had on the floor before, and I will probably have a bunch of boxes that will be like dollar books.
Dollar books?
Yep. I found some stuff in storage that would make good dollar books. So, but I will foolishly be carrying long boxes with me because that's what they're in, and I don't feel like swapping the boxes.
Huh.
Yep.
This Saturday is the 14th. Yes.
Yep. 14th.
Saturday the 14th. And that's at the Midlothian Mines. So, and we'll have some Halloween Comic Fest book stuff that we'll be giving out.
Yeah, I've got to dig around in the back. I know we've got some stuff. I haven't pulled it out yet. I'll be doing that as the week progresses. The best Halloween comic. I mean, as far as Halloween specific, I don't really have one. If you're talking about horror comics in general, The only horror comic that I read monthly is Something is Killing the Children. I absolutely love that book. It is so well done. And I tell this to everybody I talk to about it. It's not even the writing and the art, it's the pacing. It's paced like a edge of your seat, nail biter, like horror thriller kind of thing. It's just really well done. It's like the best comparison is Buffy, because you've got like this little blonde girl that shows up in town when a monster shows up and she fights and kills the monster. Like that's the basic premise.
Yeah, that's kind of when I first read Something's Killing Children. That's kind of how I took it.
Yeah, it feels. If you're looking for a Buffy substitute,
Yeah, that's 100%.
That's
yeah, 100%.
She's sassy and she's funny.
Yeah. My favorite one is still Batman Long Halloween.
That does have Halloween in it.
Yeah, that's my favorite Halloween-esque book is Batman the Long Halloween. Just because I don't do the whole horror vibe stuff.
Yeah.
I stay away. So I enjoy the Archie stuff. Archie does a whole bunch of one-shots, but they do it throughout the year, not just like Halloween, but it's all kind of horror-based, but it's dumb horror-based because it's Archie from the Chilling Adventures.
Oh, and there was a book that came out earlier this year called Madam Satan.
Yeah.
And some other retailers was like, why would they put out a book called Madam Satan? Don't they know that blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, that's a character from the book. Like, it's just a one-shot about this one person.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I think she may have showed up in the Archie one that comes out tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But sure. Like, they're just stupid fun.
Mhm.
Like the one that comes out tomorrow, the whole premise is basically if you're like vain and look in the mirror for your looks, it takes your soul.
Oh.
But it makes everyone happy. Like you all have to be happy all the time.
Yeah.
So
There's
yeah,
a Twilight Zone episode
it
like that.
literally yes, 100%. It is the Twilight Zone with Archie characters.
It's the magical mirror
Yep.
of Zoloft.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you knew something was up when they were going into, I think they were going into Pops, and Reggie holds the door open. They were like, "Oh, look, there's the sweetest guy in town." And you're like, "Yeah, something's off here. Something is off here, right?" So that was, yeah, it was done pretty good.
And Brian, thank you for asking and including me as the seat on the table. I do not have any horror comic recommendations. I don't really read horror. I'm sorry. You're welcome.
She's done time.
I have
That's
some
hard.
time. I can't do anything scary now. Anything that might allude to the police.
Sorry.
I'm never gonna
Stop.
let that down.
Stop. I can't laugh like that again. I hurt too much. Throw up my back.
Oh, they're fighting for my seat. How nice. I appreciate that.
Look,
Will
we
I
have
lose
asked
my
her.
seat if I
We've
go
asked
there?
her to sit back here.
No, you have not.
We have.
No, you have not.
Yes, we have.
No, you have not.
Yes. And she says no.
Maybe we'll do a poll.
You are more than welcome to come in at any time that you want. You always have been. Just saying. That's your call.
Okay.
I've never told her she couldn't be over here.
You've never said I couldn't, but you've also never said I could.
It's better to ask forgiveness than permission.
Yeah.
But I just I don't want to ask for forgiveness. I want to stay out of the way. I don't want to go to jail.
Not again.
Not again.
How dare you try to be on camera? Put your hands behind your back. Oh, all right,
Yeah.
Tess, we're locking you in the store with the alarm on. You get to decide, are you still all night long or do you go to jail? One or the other.
Yeah, I don't know how much movement would trigger it, but it's not going to be much.
I cannot imagine
And I'm
much.
so spastic. I would just be like,
I know over in the old place, a bird set it off one time.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was annoying. Ugh.
Was there a bird in the store?
Yeah, it was in the back room.
It was in the back
It was in
room.
the back room, and
Yeah.
the alarm went off, and I got
Don't
the
know how
call.
it came in. I think it came in through the ceiling.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was some like ridiculously early in the morning after I hadn't slept much the night before. It was the
course.
worst.
Of course. Stupid bird.
Stupid bird.
It is the word.
Yeah, I think it came in through the ceiling.
Poor
Yeah.
bird. Anyways, it's 7:46.
What? Huh. How about that?
Mm-hmm. Probably shouldn't have birds in
Well,
the comic shop.
We didn't invite them in.
Yeah, I got him out. Like as soon as I got here, I was like, "Shoo, bird, shoo!"
He came in of his own accord.
Yeah, I'm sure that they had some nests outside and somehow
Yeah.
he snuck his way through.
Yeah, I don't
Like, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, these buildings are just tin and metal.
know. Yeah.
Like, it's not a whole lot.
We can invite all sorts of critters in.
I'd rather not.
Yeah.
I can find a possum.
Maybe you can find us a dog.
Yeah. What? Oh God! I got really excited. For like a second, I was like, a storm dog.
That's even better.
Oh man.
Oh. All right, we're gonna go.
Yes, that's a great place. We ended where we began.
Where we began.
Yes.
100%. Thanks everyone for joining us. We will be back next week, and we'll try to start at least on the rails next week.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Y'all have a good evening. Bye.